Jeffrey doesn't eat his mother's cooking. He'd rather snack on gamer food like pizza and chips with chocolate milk and Doritos. Jeffrey makes no effort, no intention whatsoever to improve his diet. And he wonders why he's so tired all the time, why he struggles to focus, why his dick stops working. Younger Hamza tried to track his food on MyFitnessPal, but as soon as he would go to eat his mom's cooking, he didn't know how to weigh it out. And so he ended up getting annoyed and not tracking his food for the rest of the day. Adonis remains grateful for the bountiful feast that his mother cooks. He takes great interest in his nutrition. Why wouldn't he? He knows that he has to eat right to fuel himself up for his workouts and to lead his tribe. You can still track your nutrition if your parents cook your food. It's not that difficult. There's literally just 1 or 2 extra steps. And if you're watching this video, if you've been like actively trying to get onto MyFitnessPal, you have my respect, because by far that is literally the best, like the only way that I've ever been able to control my weight, to bulk properly, to cut properly, track everything on MyFitnessPal. Like that app is such a godsend. So when I was about 17 or 18, I'm tracking on MyFitnessPal, and I remember that it would feel so mentally comforting that I just had all the data there. Like it would remove all anxiety to, you know, you'd think, imagine you're just trying to do like a normal person diet of eating healthy, and it's always in the back of your mind that you just kind of like don't know if you're doing anything right. Whereas when you track, it's like you've got the literal, like the proof right in front of you that today has been a good day. But as soon as it would come to a home cooked meal or something, you know, that was hard to track, I didn't know how to. And weirdly, even though, you know, I could have tracked everything else, for some reason, as soon as I wouldn't track one thing, I wouldn't track for the rest of the day. And when I wouldn't track for the rest of the day, I'd end up overeating. I'd end up eating more shit as well, because you lose the accountability. It feels uncomfortable to track like sweeties, but if you're not tracking, you may as well just quickly eat them because no one's gonna know. And another detriment of this, when I really wanted to get, you know, into my diet, was that it was easier just to not eat my mom's cooking. And I look back with sadness because I didn't get to enjoy like my Asian heritage and, you know, my mom's cooking for literally years because of this. And I don't want you to experience that, because there's a better way that you can enjoy both. The first piece of advice I'm gonna give you, which is always like, it's gonna be fucking weird advice when you come to my channel. The first piece of advice to track your parents' food is to get out your fucking journal and write 5 things that you're grateful for your parents. Because I want you to think right now, don't be a little bitch and skip this step. I want you to think right now that you probably have a friend whose parents don't cook for him. That motherfucker cooks like everything by himself. It's not actually that like normal for your parents to like give you like a home cooked meal. You should have like a major source of gratitude. And when you write it down and you just take like a minute or 2 to just kind of like think about it and think, yeah, like I'm grateful for my mom for making that. You're gonna be so much more warm and loving and kind next time you go into the kitchen and your mom's cooking. This might be one of your biggest problems, you ungrateful piece of shit. Like, oh, my life is so hard when my parents cook for me. Sometimes I can't input the data into my calculation software. It's a fucking good problem to have, bro. There's people out here like Sam. So here's the real advice. You can still track it fairly accurately, and here's exactly how I do it. One thing you've just got to keep in mind, it's not going to be perfectly accurate, so fuck your perfectionism. Perfectionism is for pussies. So you're going to start off and you're going to do it in like a bit of a shit way, but the more and more that you follow this process, you're going to get more and more accurate. Just don't overthink it when you first start. Just the action of putting something into MyFitnessPal is progress. And I really want you to almost, you're a fucking nerd, I know it, so I want you to think of like video games. In video games, you had like skills, you know, experience and like XP bars. I want you to think that every time you log something, you're getting experience in this skill of like logging your food on MyFitnessPal. Because think about it, I would track so much better and more accurately than you because I've been doing it for years, right? You give me a plate of your mom's cooking and 20 minutes alone with her and I'll track it accurately. I'm sorry, bro, that's disrespectful. So you're gonna weigh each ingredient individually. So let's imagine you got a big dishki, a big pot chicken curry, and it's like a different pot of like rice, right? So you get your plate and you'll just weigh just the rice at first. And so you'll weigh 300 grams of rice. And then, for example, you're going to weigh, this is really important, this is where people get confused, right? You're gonna look at the curry and you're gonna be like, oh, but Hamza, there's no barcode here. Well, what do I scan it as, Hamza? Chicken curry? Like, no, don't scan it. Do not search for like what, you know, like white person name of the meal is, like curry or whatever. It's not exactly a white person thing, is it? Or is it? For things like chicken curry, don't search for, you know, the meal of the name. Instead, literally search for the actual ingredient, like the main ingredient. So for example, you wouldn't need to search for like the curry sauce, or if it's Rogan Josh or curry or tikka, you don't need to search for that. What's the meat in it? The meat is, let's say, chicken thigh. So you literally just search for chicken thigh and then weigh the chicken on your plate, like just like I'm doing here. And of course, there's like curry over the chicken, so whatever this weighs at, I'm gonna take like, what, 15 grams off? It's a guess right now, but 15 grams isn't gonna be a lot, and it couldn't be be off by more than like 10 grams. So I'm going to take off like 15 grams off my calculation and input chicken thigh into MyFitnessPal. Chickpeas, for example, attract when they are drained on MyFitnessPal. For like the one that I use, maybe it's different for you. So I'm still gonna, you know, it's kind of hard to like not have the liquid. So again, I'm inputting it as almost like dry chickpeas, and I'm just kind of taking off what I would just kind of guess is the weight of this liquid in this. And again, this isn't going to be 100% accurate, but just having it logged in your phone is literally like 90% of the battle. Now, I want you to think that you're going to consistently be wrong. So today you might have weighed the stuff 10 grams higher. Tomorrow it's probably going to be 10 grams lower and 10 grams higher. So it's going to average out to like be fairly accurate. This is so much better than just leaving it and just going to fucking McDonald's like you've been doing, dumbass. And since you're a pusher, you might have a limiting belief like, oh, but Hamza, everyone's going to think I'm weird. Like I can't do all this in front of everyone. This isn't normal. Does this look normal to you, bro? Being a fucking self-improvement psychopath with fucking shit over your wall look normal to you, bro? You see that shit on my wall? We're not normal, bro. We're not doing normal people shit anymore. Everyone's going to think you're weird, good, because it's strange to them. Most people don't care about their nutrition. And I know we're talking about your family here, but it's the truth. Most people don't care about their nutrition. And so when they see you doing something quite abnormal to weigh and track your food, it's going to be weird. Think about that weird response that people give you as a good thing. That means that you're not eating like a normal person anymore. That's fucking sick. Here's one of my best videos, the most important diet lessons that I've learned over years. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.